Borzak and Bolkenberg. Makai Sargent came from Iowa Western, but nonetheless a new player coming in who really added a lot to our team, ended up being a team captain. Think about last year with guys like Nick Jackson, Rusty Feth, maybe not headline players, yet really good players and very impactful players. And I think Nick became a headline player in some ways. Rusty Lyman, both Cade and Eric. So we've really, I think, benefited in that way, and we'll continue to look in that regard. And then I think, as most of you know, we had a player join us back in January that had a change of heart after spring break. And as I said a week ago, really, I think the bottom line there is that you don't want a player on your football team in the program that doesn't want to be here. So that's always kind of been our feeling, and we certainly, in my mind at least, it's best for both parties to probably go separate ways at that point. And that's part of the transfer portal, and we haven't dealt with a lot of that, but certainly came up last week. NIL, I think that's overall been positive in a lot of ways. It's been positive for our guys, and I think positive for a lot of college athletes. And it's kind of interesting if you look at it going back. I remember in the 80s it was a big deal to get TV exposure. If CBS came in and did a game, that was a big deal, or ABC, and that world's kind of transitioned a little bit. It seems like facilities became a real big thing, and now NIL starting to surface a little bit and become more impactful. And I think it's fair to say that having a good NIL program is a key differentiator in both recruiting and maybe more importantly retention. I think that's probably where our focus is a little bit more, and really feel fortunate in a lot of ways that we have a strong presence with the Swarm Collective. It's a voluntary effort, and it's basically been supported by supporters, donors, and fans. So very appreciative of that. But the bottom line is it's not going away. It is part of college athletics now, and at least in the immediate future, I don't see that changing much. So I think both in some ways are really healthy, but I think right now certainly a combination of both. It's interesting and probably not something that's really working very well. And I think right now the bottom line is we have a flawed system, and probably like a lot of people, I think obviously it'd be great to get to a point where we can have a system put in place that's going to be sustainable. And I'm not sure I have any answers on that equation, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on as we move forward.